Hey everybody, Juan here, welcome back. For this video, I'm going to be talking about the games that I have recently picked up around the last 2 months or so, because I feel like talking about game pickups right now is a little finicky, right? Afterwards, we're going to be talking about some of the games that I've played and even beaten within the last 2 to 3 months or so. And then afterwards, I'm going to be giving a brief channel update talking about what's happening right here in Puerto Rico with all of the events and the social, physical distancing. I think it really is more important now than ever before to connect as fellow gamers in all of our respective communities. So before we keep going, if you like what I do, please consider subscribing, clicking on the bell, going down to the comment section, and let me know. Within the context of game pickups, I think it's tricky because I think a lot of people are going to be doing digital pickups, especially for things like the Final Fantasy remake. Which games have you picked up recently? In my case, I picked up Resident Evil 4. For the Wii. Yeah, I know everybody's talking about the Resident Evil 3 remake. I love playing the other one when it came out last year, but I think that I'm doing pretty good on the Resident Evil side of things, and we'll be talking about that in just a few moments. But with this one, I feel like as time has gone on, everybody keeps saying, hey, I think the Wii version of Resident Evil 4 is the definitive version of the game. Many people told me it's got some of the PS2 versions, the PS2 features of that game, in addition to the GameCube style graphics or something like that. So it's like the definitive way to play it. Plus, I think the motion sensing makes a lot of sense, right? Where Resident Evil 4, I tried to play it recently on my Xbox One, and even though I completely understand why I loved the game back in the day, it is still a little bit rough to play with the controls. So hopefully I can play this down the line, maybe talk about it on the channel. So if you've had a chance to play the Wii version of Resident Evil 4, please let me know in the comments. Now with this next game, I feel like no game has ever come out at such a convenient moment than Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, before anybody asks, Juan, what did you name your island or anything like that? I actually have yet to play the game, and here's why. It's that when I first found out about the Switch version of Animal Crossing here, my wife and I were very excited. Here's the problem. We have one Nintendo Switch, and anybody that has a couple that both play the game, you know exactly where I'm going here. When you have multiple people play this game in one Nintendo Switch, the primary account owner, that person has the main island, and everybody else plays on that same island. So that means that on one Nintendo Switch, my wife can't have her very own island, and I can't have my own. And honestly, I think that is ridiculous, especially when you consider that with the current events happening around the world, say you want to buy yourself a second Nintendo Switch. Well, here's a picture. I don't think I got to go into too many details, but the reason that I really haven't touched it is that I'm afraid that since I cannot progress more than my wife, then maybe I'm just going to always feel like I'm the secondary player, because what if I'm really motivated to play this game, but then I realize that I'm going to keep running into this wall where I cannot make more progress. If you've had an experience where two people have played, or even more, right, have played on one Nintendo Switch, is it worth doing so? Please let me know in the comments. And now we go with a 1-2 punch combo on the Xbox side of things. First, we got to talk about the OG Xbox people with Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. I am part of a podcast that I mentioned in the past called A Cast to the Past, and we will be talking about this game in the very near future. Now, it's interesting because Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time is available on the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, and the original Xbox. Initially, because many of you have seen I'm a big fan of the PS2, I was going to get that version. Now, just before I hit purchase on Easterland, which is still shipping out games, that's where I actually bought this game in addition to the other one that I'll be talking about. I actually have an affiliate link, so if you would like to support the channel, all you got to do is go to the description section of this video, and that link will be provided. Kicks back a little bit something to me. But before I hit that purchase button, I went over to the Xbox website to see if this game was backwards compatible. Now, not only was it backwards compatible, I found out that it is actually Xbox One X enhanced. So that led to me actually removing my original Xbox here, my Xbox One, over to the living room, and I moved the Xbox One X here. Nicole may or may not know about that. If you're watching the video now, then Nicole, I actually moved that here 2 weeks, so hopefully that's not a big problem, right? You can play this game in 4K. Now, I don't have any 4K capable monitors or anything else like that, but as somebody that has played games like Mercenaries, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and those games look incredible on the Xbox One X, I'm very much looking forward to playing this one, and I will be streaming it on the secondary channel, Player Juan Live. A description for the details. Also at the end of this video, a link will be provided so you can click on my face and it'll get that stuff done. But then, similarly enough, I kind of bought two of the same game because the other game I bought is Prince of Persia. These two games I bought for like 10 something. A complete in box, you see even here. I love making these sounds. But you see here completely, ooh. Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil. That's another game I gotta go back to playing. Going back to this one, apparently it's like a reimagining of this Prince of Persia game. I'm really not too sure, but everybody has told me it is a great game. It is just a little bit on the easy side. So after I play this game, I am curious about possibly playing this one, not for any particular review. Maybe if anybody would be interested in me covering it, I could do so. Maybe I could even do like a face-off type of deal. So if you'd like me to cover this game, which came out in 2007, and this one came out in 2003. So even though it's 2 generations, they are actually not that far apart, all things considered. So that's been it for my recent pickups. Now, when talking about games that I played recently, the reason that I said that I'm not really compelled to play the Resident Evil 3 remake is that not only did I get this, but in the last month or so, I've beaten 2 Resident Evil games which are of complete opposing opinions. The first one being the original Resident Evil 3, for which we did talk about that on a Cast of the Past, and personally, I do think that the original Resident Evil 3 is worth going back to in 2020. I forgot how action-oriented that game is in comparison to the original Resident Evil 2, which I also beat, but that was last year, right? Those games have very similar mechanics with the graphics, the tank controls, etc. I like the characters a lot more in Resident Evil 2 than I did 3. Also, I hate Nemesis. I don't think he's fun. I get that's the whole thing, right? The game is called Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. It is in the name of the game, but that stress, I thought it was hilarious that in the current events, the times that are happening right now, I'm playing a game about an outbreak and then I'm being chased by this gigantic beast that can just rip your head off. I'm like, Juan, you could have picked other games to play, and I did. In Resident Evil 6, which I actually brought that game up in one of my earlier videos talking about why I don't particularly care about video game scores. I love video game reviews, not so much scores, and honestly, I'll say now what I said in that video, which is this is an objectively bad, terrible Resident Evil game, but it is a damn fun action game. Now, when I say beat, I beat the first story arc, which is like 6 to 7 hours, which is not bad. Am I interested in playing more of it? Honestly, no. I think I got my experience's worth, right? I got what I wanted. I just want to be able to experience that game for myself, so I had a chance to do that. Another game I've been playing, which I actually streamed on this channel, was Super Mario Galaxy, and I love the fact that I streamed that, and then like a week later, the rumors started coming out about, hey, maybe Nintendo for the 35th anniversary, they're going to come out with this collection with Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario 64 and all that good stuff, and I'm like, come on, man. I just started playing this damn game, and I cannot wait to play it more. As a matter of fact, I do fully intend on not just streaming, but streaming 100% of this game on that secondary channel. The reason I say this so much is that, look, right now, many of us are stuck in our homes, we're feeling alone, and maybe we need a little bit of company. Maybe I can't provide hours and upon hours of entertainment, but if we can just hang out for like a solid 1 or 2 hours and have a pretty good time with a game like Prince of Persia or Super Mario Galaxy, I think that's pretty good. So if you'd like to see me play this game live, in addition to what I've already done in this channel, please go over there. Something else that I've been doing, because I'm a weird human being, has been finally getting around to playing more of my PS2 jam-pack demo discs. I bought these last year, not going to talk about that too much, I mentioned that in previous pickup videos, but I played this one, Volume 13, which has, get this, Shadow of the Colossus, Sly 3, Jak X Combat Racing, Ratchet Deadlocked, which horribly disappointed me. As somebody that sees these Ratchet and Clank games as very colorful and vivid, I played this game and I'm like, okay, buttery smooth, 60 frames per second, but the game just felt lifeless. I'm not sure if it was the same developer or not, but I played that, and I will be playing this in the near future on the second channel. And in addition to these games, I've also been playing other ones that I can't physically hold up because they're part of Xbox Game Pass, which does transition us to the channel update. I've been playing 3 games that I'm going to be talking about in its own individual video, so that's going to be out within the next week or so. I want to be able to present videos of games that have varying genres, right? Where maybe somebody recently got Xbox Game Pass, and I really want to thank everybody that's shared, that's commented on all those videos. They've done amazingly well, and you see people subscribe, especially now. I'm seeing the numbers, and what's fascinating is that because so many people have been socially, physically distancing, you're seeing people subscribe to PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, Xbox Game Pass. So I would like to be able to be a bit of a curator, if you will, and not talking about those obvious games available on Xbox Game Pass. So I'm not going to be spoiling the 3 picks, but rest assured, the 3 games are a varying genres. They're games that I pick because I've been personally playing these. Like, these are the games that if I'm not streaming, I'm not doing anything else, I'm sitting down, which, as we talk about the channel update, I made some very bad decisions, people. You may notice there's a little something back here. That is a reclining chair that was originally in our living room, but because I'm also working from home, so this space has become my professional work environment for all of my work. So I realized that I needed another chair so I could psychologically play games and just not have the same mindset. So I brought that here. Here's the problem. I usually drag that over here. Let me actually show you. Give me a second. Okay, so the microphone actually gets here. Oh, well, behind the scenes, here's how you get the fancy light going. But I will drag this here, but because you can just lean back, you can pop the front out, I kind of just end up falling asleep. So when I say play games while laying here, I really mean like I'll grab the controller, I'll play a game for like a solid 5 minutes, and then I'll fall asleep. And I will see you in a bit again, my friend. But before I go over there, I really want to thank everybody for the PlayStation 3 in 2020 video talking about whether you should or should not buy a PlayStation 3 in 2020. It's a video that I was working on for a very long time, not just the visual part of me talking about the things and the features, but recording the footage and making sure I did the PS3 justice, because I love to be able to work on videos that people can find a week from now and 5 months from now, and it is still relevant. Like a couple of weeks ago, I reacted to E3 being canceled. Honestly, I almost contemplated removing that video from the channel because I realized that as this channel continues to grow, I'm not that, right? I would rather have another channel if I ever had the time or something to talk about news. I love to be able to take time to work on specific videos, and especially with the time that's, happening now with the social distancing, with working from home. My energy levels have honestly gone down just a little bit. That's why I've been streaming a lot, because I feel like streaming has sort of brought back my energy whenever I'm feeling down, because many of you will tune into the streams because maybe I'm having a bad day, but afterwards I'm feeling awesome. And even on those streams, I would say I'm working on that PS3 video. One night I just got inspired and shot a bunch of B-roll, which you saw in that video. That was not initially part of the plan. And I think that going forward, I would love to sometimes sacrifice having a week go by with no videos, but being able to produce better content. I don't just want to be the guy that puts out a new video simply because they got to put out a brand new video, right? I think some people do that out of desperation of being relevant on YouTube, but as a small channel that continues to grow and sees people going back to videos and sees the responses, like forget about the views on the PS3 video, which has been doing very good. I love the comments, the thumbs up, the positivity in that comment section lets me know that whatever made that video possible, I want to be able to emulate that, because that right there is just awesome. And getting a little deeper on that, it's led to sort of me really contemplating which videos I should never work on in this channel. And I've seen that many of you say, Juan, I love it when you live stream and all that, but I like these videos, this channel, to be more of like, you've played the game, then talk about the game, rather than that live experience. And I get that, right? It's led to me actually not publishing a video, which I already recorded, playing some Game Boy Advance hidden gems that all of you have actually recommended. And I know that everybody says work on the content you want to work on, and I agree with that 5,000%. But I also want to make sure I do justice to all of you, because whenever we say subscribe, click on the bell and all that, that means that you're investing time on me, right? And I don't want you to be worried about, well, Juan put out a new video, but wait a minute, but before he was discussing a video game, but now he is playing the video game. Like, make up your mind. So don't be afraid to tell me, hey, really, I don't care about Let's Play style videos. I watch other channels for that, because I'm in that internal conflict. And I think even me talking about this out loud, I've kind of answered my own question, but this channel will be nothing without all of you. So that's why I bring that question to this forum. And the last thing I want to talk about is simply this whole situation that's happening right now, and how people have to remain in their homes, and that can be very emotionally draining, to the point that I almost didn't even record any kind of video this week. I realized something beautiful amongst all of this stuff, and I think everybody can see it with their favorite YouTuber or content creator, is that when you think back to the original days of YouTube, YouTube became popular because you met people, right? People as in, it's people just, turning on a camera, putting on a microphone. Maybe they didn't even have the microphone, but it's that connection. And I think that as time went on, people focused on becoming way too professional and ethical, and this personal touch sort of got lost. And I said that, hey, like, I kind of want to talk about that. And I think that just me sort of catching up on everything that's happening right now is pretty cool. The fact that when I go to the comments section, I see many of you coming right back to the channel. So I do think there's like this personal and professional commitment between all of us to just ask ourselves, hey, how are you doing with everything that's happening right now? In my case, I'm doing pretty good, because I am privileged enough to be able to work from home and be able to do many incredible things. My wife, Nicole, her and I have both been streaming and doing pretty good. She's also working from home. It is draining though, because you would love to be able to spend time with your family members. My mom lives alone, and being here and spending time and all this, but knowing that I can't get physically close to her is a little bit weird, right? But we stay in touch, and I feel like many of you are going through the same situation. So I think that this situation, amongst all the horrible things that are happening right now, right? And please stay home and stay safe. I think there's something beautiful about the connection that we can all have, right? Where growing up, people told us, hey, video games are a huge waste of time. But now, whenever I'm feeling bad, the first thing I'll do is stream or play a video game. I talked about this on a video that I'll link to at the end of this video, how games like Final Fantasy VIII help me battle depression. Many people don't know, but I barely left my home for about 7 years. My life for many years consisted of being at home, sleeping all day, and being awake at night so I would not have to interact with people, going to school whenever I was safe enough to be able to go, because let's just say I was not the best student out there, going to my psychiatrist for medication, and trying to give a damn about my life, which I didn't really give a damn about my life. And that was games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7 and 8. Those games allow me to teleport myself to another world where I can be the hero. I cannot be this morbidly obese Juan that I was back in the day, weighing almost 300 pounds. So if you'd like to hear me talk about that, there is a video available about how Final Fantasy VIII helped me battle depression, available here on this channel. And if there's any other thing that you would love for me to talk about how video games have helped me, and even working on videos like this, honestly, I gotta thank you for giving a damn about this channel, because being able to hit that record button, it's like the world can be set on fire right now. But for the 27 minutes, being perfectly transparent that I'm recording this video and I chop it down for your enjoyment, I can forget about the problems. I can forget about the people that are going through horrific situations, and I can care about this connection. So hopefully this video meant something special to somebody else. It definitely does to me. Go down to the comment section and let me know which games have helped you during very rough times like right now, when you want to disconnect. What is the game that comes to mind? I fully do believe that many people are going to be talking about Resident Evil 4. No, it is going to be Animal Crossing New Horizon. But if it's not that, please let me know. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing, clicking on that bell. And up until next time, thank you for watching, supporting. Stay safe, stay at home, and take care, everybody.